So all you teachers' pets, you know what you need to do. The algorithms are just trying to eliminate the classroom. So I will tell you this, that every week, every day, we have gained so many more people. This has been a constant. Every week we have more viewers, more likes, more follows, but all of a sudden things are going downwards. And I don't know if that's because people are leaving and BitChute has gone up higher, or if people don't even know that I am alive and well in Facebook and YouTube and BitChute and Twitter and all the new places that we're trying to find that will locate us. But so what I'd like for you guys to do is share, like, follow, because today we're going to be talking about the New Truth series, I Am the Solution workshop. And we are giving away one seat in the class. So I'm going to go ahead and start the recording. And let's see, it's 12:05. Here we go. Okay, guys. Now, you know what you need to do. Please like, follow, share. Let everybody know that today we have an incredible giveaway, which is a seat in the classroom for the I Am the Solution New Truth series, I Am the Solution weekend workshop, continuing education for the soul. So today we're going to learn a little bit more about the weekend, just in case you want to learn more. It is time to fasten your seatbelt because we're going to learn together, and it is time to dance. Here we go.
The Lillian McDermott Show.
We love, we fear, bridges we burn, we make mistakes, then we live and learn. When life gets tough, and it seems like your best ain't good enough. If you're in need of hope, you know where I'll be right here, right here. And when you need a friend, you can count on me. I'll be right here, waiting for you.
This is the place you can always turn to when you need a friend. The Lillian McDermott Show. To reach out to Lillian, visit her on the web at whenyouneedafriend.com. Now let's all learn together. Here's Lillian McDermott.
Hello, my listening and viewing friend. It's so nice we can meet each other on the air on this beautiful, best day ever. And for those of you who are tuning in to the classroom for the first time, maybe somebody texted you or tagged you or whatever however you stumbled, please know I've been waiting for you. This is a safe place where you can go to when you need a friend. It is my commitment to provide alternative ways to heal, and it is my mission to make awareness, responsibility, and truth a part of our everyday life. And I hope you, my listening, as well as my viewing friend, will feel empowered to embrace a new truth and live the life of your dreams. Now, you've heard me say, live the life of your dreams, but so many of us feel like we're living a nightmare. And so many of us are feeling like we're living in the movie Groundhog Day. So if you're living in this movie Groundhog Day or The Truman Show or whatever it is that you feel that you're just being swept away from whatever is happening, do I have great news for you? Because you don't have to go through that. You don't have to. You don't need to, and you deserve better. How is that for an intro? You deserve a one weekend away that could change your life. What is reoccurring in your life? What is reoccurring in, what are some of the lessons that you know that you need to learn, but refuse to go there? Maybe because you think it's painful, maybe because you think it is, that you've dealt with it, maybe because whatever it is that your thought process is. Today, I'm going to share a little bit about the New Truth series, I Am the Solution workshop, that it's this weekend, February 5th, 6th, and 7th. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the time and, what is required and all of that. And if you have questions, make sure you type in a Q in the comment section and then write your question down. And I will promise you that I'll get to any of your questions. But today, we're not only answering your questions, I'm sharing about the workshop, but we're giving away one seat in the workshop, the weekend workshop. It's a virtual weekend workshop. So for those of you who live in Argentina and Australia and New Zealand and Thailand and I know there's listeners from all over the world, which is just phenomenal. It just makes my heart sing every time I see a new place. China, Russia, South America, North America, Canada, anywhere. As long as you will comply to our timing, which is Eastern time. So check it out. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Eastern time. Then you are welcome to share with me, text me at 407-373-5959. Let me know that you would like to be a guest. That means you don't have to pay the cost to come in. So I'm giving one away. So if price is an issue for you, if something like that is like, if you're saying, oh, I'd love to do this, but I can't afford it. If that's your talk, if that's the talk in your head, then sign up for it. Send me a text and I'm going to wait 24 hours, actually more than 24 hours, because I want to give people in podcasts, BitChute, all of you, iTunes. Oh, no, not iTunes. Well, all my podcasts. So yes, iTunes. And also Facebook, YouTube, all of you, people that are working and not watching it live, text me 407-373-5959. Every single person who texts me, their name will be put into the winner's basket, and I will pick one person at 5:00 tomorrow, Wednesday, February 3rd. Today is Groundhog Day, and I thought it was very appropriate, the theme. Now, how many of us, my mother-in-law, and I have 2 grandchildren, my son's children, stepchildren, who are born on this day too, Groundhog's Day. And so what's the tradition? You look at your shadow, or come out, and if you see a shadow, you go back in. I think that's the tradition. Don't quote me on that one because I don't follow. I just know that is a tradition. I don't know which one is which. But the running back in the home, running back out, and just seeing your shadow. And a lot of us are afraid of our own shadow, believe it or not. So what is it? And that's the question I want to ask today. What is it about your shadow, the parts of you that you don't want to look at? What is it about it that you don't want to look at it? Would you want to explore, discover? Wouldn't you want to do all that? Wouldn't you want to figure out what is it that I am seeing in everybody else, but I am unwilling to see in me? Isn't that the way we operate? I mean, when I say we, I'm including myself too. I have been experiencing, and I shared this last night with the New Truth series, 50 lessons from the Exodus. I shared that I've just been very irritable. It's not like me to be so irritable. I'm pretty even Steven, pretty even Steven. I don't know if Robert would say that, but I would think that I am pretty even Steven. But lately I've just been more reactive. I don't know if that's that I'm responding to the environment, that I'm feeling what the world is feeling. But that is no excuse and no reason for me to be unaware of my responses. And so this weekend is just as much for me as it is for you. This weekend was created with divine intervention, just like the Exodus. It was supposed to be a 3-week journey, or in Gilligan's Island term, a 3-hour tour a 3-hour tour, but it turned out to be a lifelong lesson. 40 years out in the wilderness, nothing. There's no electricity. There was no water. There was no food. There was there wasn't abundance. It wasn't like they were like in the Garden of Eden. They were like stumbling across the world. How much can you relate to that? But this weekend is not for just that. This weekend is just self-discovery, self-reflection, self-love, rewriting the program in your head, doing everything you possibly can to achieve the life of your dreams, the life that you want. What do you want? And that's the question that we do not ask. What we say is, I know I don't want that. I know I don't want that. I don't want to marry an alcoholic. And guess what happens? You marry an alcoholic. I don't want to be with a narcissist. Well, guess what happens? You end up with a narcissist because you're focusing on what you don't want. And in the weekend, we focus on the brain and how we need to embrace our brain and work with our brain instead of against our brain, and know those tricks and tips and how to do it. So we discuss on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a buildup. It's experiential. You get to figure out what it is that you want so that you're not saying, well, I don't want that job and I don't want that guy or I don't want that girl. I don't want my kids to do drugs. But what do you want? You want to marry somebody that's sober. You want your children to be alert and sober. You want, a person that's a soulmate, that's equally yoked. That's what you want. And so we have a process that I've learned, that I've experienced, that I've created with God. I can't take any responsibility for this one or ownership for it. I'm just the messenger. And so I'm just excited that we get to do this again. We get to do this again. Our first weekend was back in November, and it was just so beautiful. And as a matter of fact, many of the people that went through the weekend, we still meet with a small group, because you start as strangers and you become a family. But many of us feel like we're alone in this world. Nobody understands us. Maybe we have a difference of opinion. And we can't share how we feel openly and lovingly with one another because you're afraid, because you'll get knocked down, because you'll get made fun of. Whatever the story is in our head, that's what will keep us from living what we want. But what do you want? And that is the question we ask. And Eddie, I'm so glad that you are with us from India. And where else are you guys watching from? I would love to see where you guys are watching from today. And so far, like, am I saying something that resonates with you or is just foreign to you? Like, why would I be so selfish and spend a weekend with myself? Well, you're not spending a weekend with yourself or for yourself. It is a weekend that is going to catapult you into a better life, into a life that you really, truly want, as opposed to, maybe I just want to tweak it. I just don't know how to write that book, or I don't know how to release the weight. I don't know how to fill in the blank. Maybe you're a victim and people are victimizing you and you just don't know how to get out of that. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to get out of that victim role. But we've learned so many things, and those are the things that we discuss. I take all the years of learning from the teachers and created a weekend workshop. It started off as a talk. It started off as a 1.5 hour talk. Then it became a 3-hour talk. And then it became a weekend workshop. Believe it or not, we have that much to talk about. And every day we focus on something new that will build on you understanding who you are without judgment. without fear, without disgust of the person that you don't want to look at. Like the groundhog sees the shadow, runs inside. What are you running from? And it could be a past trauma. It could be that you even figured it out, that you've already worked with it, that you are absolutely 100% dealt with it. But have you really? Because if you can look at that over and over and over again and still feel the feelings and still get something new out of it, maybe this time I remembered a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And each time you recall the story, not to go there and wallow in self-pity, but every time you go in there to discover a new gift. Now that is truly dealing with it. There are different times in my life, and I'll share that. And during the weekend, I share personally about my gifts and lessons that I've learned along the way, and why this particular exercise became so important to me, and how it helped me free myself. Now, many of us, and hey, Anya, oh my goodness, Anya, so glad that you are listening today. Thank you so much. So the weekend workshop, like I said, if you are interested in this weekend and you have the weekend available, which is February 5th, 6th, and 7th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you have that time available, then text me at 407-373-5959. If you have any questions about the workshop, it's a virtual workshop, then text me or email me or put the questions in the comment section, because that means that maybe somebody else has that question too. So why go to this weekend workshop? Does it mean that there's something wrong with you? Absolutely not. It just means that there's something right with you. You want to know what's truly happening in your life. Maybe there's something that is not functioning just well in your life. Maybe you just want to start a career or release weight, whatever it is. You make this workshop for you. I had a question last night from Phuc Lee, and he said, Hum Phuc. And he said, is the weekend, because he had gone to the weekend before in November, and he said, is it going to be the same? The format is the same, but each one of you creates a new weekend workshop. So not one weekend workshop will be the same. The format is the same, but the conversations, the interactions, the sharing will be different. And from that comes the coaching. And I'm not just the only teacher here. Everybody in the workshop is a student and is a teacher. So sometimes we're the student and sometimes we're the teacher. And it is amazing when you're open to that. I remember when I went to my first workshop, which is totally different than what this workshop is like. And I remember I wanted to work on myself. I was about to turn 48 years old. I was 47, 48. And I knew that there was something missing in my life. I had a perfect life. If you look at it from the outside, beautiful husband, beautiful kids, a beautiful home, beautiful career. But when I was by myself, there was this tiny little hole in my soul. And I was the only one in God that knew of this tiny little hole. But everything else was great. I loved my life. There was, but the moment you think you're done learning, then you're dead. I knew there was something that I needed to do. I had been doing the classroom. At the time, it was a radio show. And if I'm asking you to grow, I needed to grow too. I didn't want to grow in my church because I had already done a lot of weekend retreats and created some myself and done a Bible. I'd done so many things, help create finances, build a church, do all those things. I've done all that, but this was different for me. What I needed was, or what I wanted was to be where nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew about the show. Nobody knew about my family. I was just there as me. I was done serving everybody else and being all about everybody else. I kind of felt guilty and selfish that I wanted to get to know myself. My kids were all grown out of the house, and it was just an empty nester, my husband and I. And I didn't know who I was anymore. And I just needed a little tweak. Boy, that's the understatement of the world. It was life-changing for me. And I hope that if you decide to say yes to this weekend, by the way, I'm giving one away, one weekend, one position away, one seat away for free, but you've got to text me at 407-373-5959. So what will we be learning in the weekend? We will be learning 8 keys to living the life of your dreams. We're going to be talking about nutrition, exercise, water, sunshine, abstinence, connection to a higher power, and more. We're going to be talking about, changing your perspective. And I heard Wayne Dyer say a long time ago, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So we're going to do a perception adjustment. We're going to be releasing, and we're going to be forgiving, and we're going to be doing a lot of different things. Whoever needs to do that, gets to do that. And so we get to that point where each one of us learns about the brain. On Saturday, because I've learned that Saturday is the Sabbath day, we are going to be focusing on our relationship to a higher power. And Dr. Lorraine Day will be there from 5 to 6. She will be there on Saturday, and we're going to be talking about the 10 Commandments today. What do the 10 Commandments look like today? And how do we live our life where we kind of like put those 10 Commandments aside and we lie to ourselves that we are good Christians living a good Christian life, but we're stealing from each other. We're bootlegging videos and giving away passcodes and doing all the things, coveting and idolizing and doing all these things. So how does the 10 Commandment play today? So that's one of the things we're going to be doing and talking about on Saturday. So the mindset on how do you keep the Sabbath holy? How do you increase that relationship with a higher power? How does that look like? Because many people have scripture in their brain, but it's just in their brain and it's just their talk, but it's not in their heart. It's not a personal relationship where you walk, where you extend your hand and you walk with your higher power, whether you call your higher power God or source or whatever it is. We work with our personal relationship with Jesus and that higher power. And that higher power is in you. And so we discover how incredibly made you were made on that day. And then on Sunday, we learn about the acronym solution. I am the solution. So are you waiting for somebody to solve your problems? But what if you were the solution? Because if you are 100% responsible for everything in your life, and by the way, you can go to my 100% responsibility page at whenyouneedafriend.com. So when you go to my 100% responsibility page, you'll learn 4 questions, and we're going to dive deeper into those 4 questions in the weekend. But these 4 questions are responded without judgment, fault, blame, or shame. And sure, shame can be used in a positive way, but we're talking about the shame that holds you back. Like something you didn't do, or something that you felt you could have done differently, something that, you did to yourself and maybe you don't want anybody to know. This isn't about telling everybody your secrets. This is about being willing to go there with yourself and being able to heal it. Because if there's a problem and that problem creates anger, frustration, it creates whatever it is. If there's anger, Underneath anger is sadness, and underneath sadness is fear. So if you have all these different fear, anger, all these different things that are going on into your life that are happening right now, then you owe it to yourself to say, what am I afraid of? And then answer that, and then deal with that. And the solution portion of it is there to give you tools to be able to be a self-cleaning oven. Bottom line, we all want to be self-cleaning ovens. So if you are interested in the weekend, text me at 407-373-5959. So if you say, oh, I'd love to go, but money is an issue. Hey, you might get to go for free. And what kind of issue will that be now? What's your next excuse? So we all have issues that we need to deal with. Is it a problem or is it a growth opportunity? Is it a problem or is it somebody else the problem, or are you the problem? It doesn't matter. As long as you are the solution, that is what's important. So people go through life and these problems become limitations. These limitations keep people from living the life that they want. So with that in mind, it will keep us from relationships. It'll keep us from the career we want. It'll keep us from releasing the weight we want. It'll keep us from, like I said, fill in the blank. What is it keeping you from? And you might say, I have the perfect life. Perfect. Then come and be our teacher. Come and be our teacher. Sit in the classroom with our small group, because space is limited. Space is limited. And so I want to invite all of you to come. So if you are waiting for someone else to solve your problem, what could happen? That person may never choose to solve the problem. But if you are the solution and you are responding to no blame, no shame, no fault, no duty, and you're answering these questions because you are co-creator in everything in your life, then what are the prices and what are the payoffs of you not being at 100% in your life? There are a lot of prices and there are a lot of payoffs. Hey, if I can't do something and if I'm a victim and I can't do anything, hey, nobody expects me to do anything, so life is a little easier. But if I take ownership of it, what if I fail? But here's the question, what if you succeed? So it's about shifting the mind, shifting how we're looking at things. So this weekend, I'm hoping that you will decide that you want to be a part of it. And if you feel like you don't have any friends, perhaps maybe because of this cancel culture and because of, if you have a difference of opinion, you get censored, then you can be a part of this and meet new friends. If that, whatever brings you. I had people that their reason for coming to the workshop is they wanted to support me. And that was their reason. But by the end of the weekend, they had a totally different reason why they came. See how life works? There are no mistakes, only growth opportunities, only those growth opportunities. So you have any questions about the weekend? Because if you do, I would love to answer your questions. And so I'm going to check and see, because, you know, once in a while, let me see. Oh, Sylvia, you're listening from the United Kingdom. That's wonderful. Oh, Amber, you're in New Zealand. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I am so grateful that you guys are tuning in today. Oh, and tomorrow we're going to have an incredible conversation with Dr. Lorraine Day about the God of the Old Testament versus the God of the New Testament. What changed? What changed from the killer God to the I love everybody God? So that's going to be, and I have had some great revelations since we did our class. So I hope that you will join us tomorrow at noon when we discuss this. So I want to encourage you that if you want to be a part of this workshop and money is an issue, Or even if it's not an issue, maybe you just want to go because you want to try because it's a free gift. I make my guests, my teachers that come in the classroom, give something, a book, whatever it is that they want to give. So why not me? Why not me? So if you are wanting to come to the classroom, text me at 407-373-5959. If it's a long distance text and you don't want to do a long distance text, I'm on Telegram. I think it's under the classroom, Lillian McDermott, the classroom. So check it out. It should be the same phone number. If you go onto Telegram, you should have the same number, 407-373-5959. So I know this is really difficult because there's a lot of people that have been victimized in life. And we do talk about that. If you were victimized as a child or victimized as an adult, we deal with those past traumas. We deal with that. But what if the mindset, like the past is gone, right? But what if the mindset keeps you a victim? What if the words those people who treated you with disrespect made you feel inferior, less than, what if that voice is still in your head and they're still victimizing you from the grave, still victimizing you from afar? What if we deal with that too? And one thing that I learned from Dr. John Gray, he is the psychologist that wrote the series, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. And my greatest aha moment came when I had him, Dr. John Gray was in the classroom back in November of last year. And he had shared that when you are a victim, that you can become addicted, because when you are a victim and somebody responds to it, like when you're a little kid and you're sick and your parents cuddle with you and hug you and all that, but when you're healthy, you got to be on your own, you got to do your chores, then you find that when you're sick, you get more attention. Some people discover that being sick gets them attention, and that releases dopamine, and that hormone and those hormones that are clicking in your body. It's like running a marathon or doing exercise or falling in love. So it releases this dopamine that can make you be addicted. We talk about that in the workshop as well. So if you're dealing with loss, if you're dealing with lack of forgiveness, if you're dealing with all of those things, they're all intertwined with one another. And it is amazing the moment you release that, how much better your life will seem. Again, the problem or the solution. What will you focus on? We're in choice. We're always in choice. But then you can tell me, well, the voice in my head, I don't feel like it. Well, what is your commitment to yourself? What is the commitment to living the life of your dreams? Is that something for everybody else but you? That's a lie. That's a lie. And we're going to learn that believe has an L-I-E in the center of the word. Believe. L-I-E. There's a lie, and there could be a lie, at the center of your belief. So let's explore it. Let's be curious. Let's play with it. Let's learn from it. Let's embrace it a little bit. Let's sit with it a little bit and see how that helps you release it. And start relying on different things and all the prices, the prices from being a victim, the cost of friends, family, relationships, because you were unwilling to release that. Then you can see what the payoffs, you can see what the benefits are of releasing it. What would your life look like if you gave up control? What would your life look like if you shifted the dream a little bit and tweaked it a bit? Maybe it's not being a teacher about a certain subject. Maybe it's becoming a writer. We can create whatever we want to create. Who said it has to be a certain way? So this weekend, I'll tell you again, it is Friday, February 5th from 6 to 9 p.m. And these are Eastern time, okay? Saturday, February 6th from noon to 6 p.m. And if there's nobody from the West Coast or from another area that it doesn't affect them, we might tweak those time slots so that we have a little bit more time left over at night, especially on Sunday, which is the Super Bowl. We will be done, and my husband said we will be done punctually at 6 because it's from noon to 6. Now, what is the cost? The cost is $180. But if you think about it, one life coaching session is $150. But we will have 15 hours together. That would typically cost $2,250 versus $180. Now, if you haven't registered, you missed the early registration, which was less than that. But I love to give, and that's my way. If you are in it and you want to do this, you make your decision, you get it done. But if not, then the price goes up the week before because there's a little bit more preparation that needs to be done towards the end, as opposed to I know who's already sitting in that chair, in that virtual chair, our time together. And so if you want to be a part of it, text me 407-373-5959. One person will be selected tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So tell me, do you have any questions about the weekend? What is it that you want in your life? What is it that you want in your life? What would you like it if I sprinkled pixie dust over your head? What would it be that you would want? Is it to have a better marriage? Is it to have a better job? Is it to be grateful? Is it to have a different mindset? Is it to release weight? Is it to forgive? You get to decide what this weekend is for you, because we all are students and we are all teachers. It's a wonderful weekend where we get to share and we get to listen and we get to learn, we get to release, we get to embrace so much. Oh yeah, and we get to dance. People ask me, or people say to me, oh, get rid of the dancing, get rid of the music, get rid of the... Listen, you cannot be sad and dance. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. If you dance, it all feels better. It does. Also, I found out, and I did this exercise because I live about a half a mile from the beach. And when I go walking on the beach, that's my time with God. That is my time going towards the pier. It's a mile walk going towards the pier. That's for me. And coming back, I pick up all the trash that I see along the way. That's for the environment. And I remember as I was walking and feeling that I was part of this absolute wonderful world, I was thinking, what if I was part of the solution? What if, and I'll tell the story in much greater detail in the weekend. But as you walk and you're spending time, your mind clears. So what is it? What is it? So one thing I discovered while I was walking is that if you have a smile in your face, you can't have negative thoughts. I discovered that, by the way. I interviewed this guy that he was a dentist, and it was all about smiles. And he did some research about smiling and how he said that smiling increases your endorphins. It makes you feel better. And so I decided I was going to go for a walk on the beach and I was going to smile the whole entire time. Now think about it. Smiling the whole entire time. The first thing I thought is people think I'm going to be creepy, but really it's none of your business what people think of you. So you talk yourself out of that scenario. And so I was starting my walk and I realized that sometimes negative thoughts creep into my mind. Not one could do that with a smile on my face. When I dance, I'm not thinking, oh, I'm terrible, I'm ugly, I'm fat. I'm not thinking any of that. When I'm dancing, I am just an open vessel to receive. When I'm smiling, I am an open vessel to receive. Those are things I have learned along the way. Like Dr. Day says, I have 30 plus years of research, biblical research. So she's giving us this so that we can look at it ourselves and improve upon it. To look at it and say, I'm not just repeating this, I am learning it. And it's not just Dr. Day's truth. It's not just Lillian McDermott's truth. Because I've researched it, it's now my truth too. It may be a truth you might reject. It might be a truth that is not important to you. It might be important for your partner, but it may not be important to you. So many things that we learn along the way, so many gifts and lessons wrapped in ugly, ugly packages, wrapped through divorce, wrapped through bankruptcy, wrapped through illness. But seriously, if you really think about it, it is during our trials that we learn the best lessons in life, but only if you're open and grateful to learn the new truths. So there was a paralytic man, and it was a pool at Sheep's Gate in Bethsaida. I think that's the name of the place in the Bible. And he had been sitting by the side of the pool for 38 years. He's a paralytic man, and he wanted to go into that pool so bad. And the story was that as soon as there was a bubble, the first person who would jump into this pool would be blessed and healed. So the story goes that Jesus walked in there and he saw the paralytic man sitting by the side of the pool, waiting. So Jesus went to the paralytic man and asked the question, what do you want? Do you want to be healed? Now, Jesus knows what's going on. God knows everything. But we're still asked the question, what do you want? Do you want to be healed? And the paralytic man said, I've been sitting here for 38 years waiting, but I'm a paralytic person, limiting beliefs. And I can't do it myself, limiting beliefs. But what did Jesus say? Jesus didn't say, well, let me do it for you. Let me levitate you, throw you in the pool. Let me make the bubbles happen for you. No, Jesus said, then pick up your mat and walk. First, we have to answer the call. First, we say, yes, I want to be healed. Then we answer the call. Pick up your mat and walk. The journey of the Israelites that we're learning, by the way, 50 lessons from Exodus. We just completed our third week, but you can join us at any time. And we finished the book of Revelation, but you can purchase the series online at any time. We are ordering today the DVDs for everybody who has purchased. So if you haven't ordered your DVD yet for the New Truth series, the book of Revelation, because according to Dr. Day, we may not be able to have Bibles later on in life, or as we go in the future, then I can see why people ask for this DVD. And it's been a lot of work to get it done, but it's well worth it. And people who are not computer savvy, they are definitely wanting the DVD. So you can get it as little as $60 online. And I believe it's $105 for people in the United States. And depending on where you live, we will figure out the shipping costs, and that will be included in your cost. We can't afford to pay your shipping costs in other parts of the world. So that is included in the, it will be included on top of the $105 for 12 DVDs. So that you will have forever. No one can take those away from you. So that you're still able to. So all our sessions are recorded. The I Am the Solution is not recorded. That's private, confidential. Everybody in the classroom is sworn to secrecy. You can just tell your family and friends you had a wonderful time, and they will see the changes in you. You don't have to tell them about it. They will see the changes in you, just like people saw the changes in me. Or maybe they haven't. Maybe they don't want to see the changes in me, because if they see the changes in me, they may have to change too. See, this is what we discuss in the weekend. And the reason why we discuss this is because we just want to be real with ourselves. Because there are people who will try to sabotage you and keep you small. Because if they keep you small, they don't have to grow. So are you dealing with something? Is this conversation resonating within you? Do you want to learn more about the weekend workshop, which is a continuation credit of the soul? For those of you who are people that have to take continuing education credits, you know that if you don't, your career will be over. But what happens when we get a diploma? When we get a diploma, we know it all. But what about your soul? How does that? It's time to make it grow. It's time to help yourself grow by exploring everything, looking at every single thing in your life as a gift and a lesson. Can you imagine what your life would be like if you could see your life like that? So what I want you to do, for those of you who are watching, maybe you're new, if you want to get the free, picked to be the free gift that you can be a part of the weekend workshop, just make sure that you're available the entire weekend. That's from Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time to Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure, and then of course, we're not going to be sitting there together the whole weekend. It's not a slumber party. But we do have that time. So make sure that you have those time slots available when you send your request that you want to be a part of you want to win the free seat in the New Truth series, I Am the Solution. So what I'd like for you to do in return is share this with people, because you may know somebody who would love to have a fun weekend full of laughter, some tears, awareness, just like when I went through it the first time. I didn't think I needed this weekend. My life was perfect. It was great. But I knew different. I knew that little hole in my soul that I couldn't fill with anything other than truth. I realized my first weekend, I need more. I deserve more. So if that sounds like you, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just you deserve to spend that weekend with you. Then text me, 407-373-5959, and you might win a free seat in the workshop. So make sure you text everybody because our algorithms are being garbled up. They are being truly garbled up. And if you have any questions, please make sure you type in a Q and write your question. That way I won't go past you. I will read what you have to say. Let me see if I see any cues here. Okay, yeah. Catalana, I hope, this is what I envision when we are dancing, when I'm dancing at the beginning, that you are dancing with me. Don't take yourself so seriously. And sometimes it's a serious topic. Like on Thursday, we're going to be talking with Harry Vox. We're going to be talking about Harry Vox. Awaken. And that's going to be a serious topic. If you just see him dance, just tune in to see him dance, because that is just the price of admission right there. Like Rip Esselstyn and Harry Vox, they're the ones that dance like nobody's watching. Okay, so I want to encourage all of you to go to whenyouneedafriend.com. The algorithms are just chewing us up, and only you can help us grow the classroom. Go to whenyouneedafriend.com, subscribe, go to my website, subscribe there. And when you do, you get free gifts. You get my 90-day challenge to self-love ebook. And it's something I wrote many years ago. It's probably a little outdated, but the sentiment is still there. It's still good. And so you'll get that when you register, but remember, you need to confirm your registration. So check your spam mail. It might be in there. Make sure that you do check that out. And so also like and follow me on all social media, because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what we don't know. So please like me on all the social media. Tell your friends to do the same. Text people. Let them know about the workshop, as well as the website. And then while you're there, make sure you click onto my sponsors like Keep Me Safe Organics, First Alternative Care. This is 24/7 family practice, dermatology for your entire household, plus 3 hours a year of behavioral health counseling for your entire household for $19.99. If you go through my portal, it's a gift for you for the entire household. Unlimited family practice and unlimited dermatology, but 3 hours a year of behavioral health counseling for the entire household for $19.99. The pharmacy in Merritt Island, check them out. They're fabulous. Just click on the link. Geyer Wellness Group in Atlantic Florida, making you feel as beautiful on the inside as out. Right Way Health and Wellness with Dr. Jennifer Gramuth. She's going to be in. We're going to have some great conversations as she continues to come monthly. First Alternative Care, First Alternative Therapy with Avasia if you have pain. Brain Tap is rewriting the program in your brain. Ground Therapy. There's so many different ways that you can heal naturally. And finally, figure out ways that you can help my sponsors the way that they're helping the classroom. And finally, you as an enrolled student, you can help donate time, talent, treasure, whether it's $1 or $1,000 a month. Please help the classroom grow. It's becoming more and more costly to keep this going because of all the censorship. We have to make other plans, and those cost a lot of money. So if you like what you hear and you want to be a part of the solution, please be a part of helping us grow spirit, mind, and body, time, talent, and treasure. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, let me see. I would like a good song. Okay. So if you don't have any questions for me, then that's good. But if you have a question and you don't feel like you want to ask it to everybody, I've seen my phone flash a couple times. If you feel that this is something that you would rather privately ask, feel free to text me 407-373-5959. There's so much we don't know. And when you think about it, Friday, February 5th, 6th, and 7th, it's just a small little price to pay for a lifetime of changing things around, looking at things as an empowered person. How you do that? We go through the process. We go through the process of simple tips like putting up your hands, that victory pose that will change your life, the breath and how you breathe, all those things you will learn in the weekend workshop. What are you waiting for? Are you like the 3-week journey that we should learn our lessons, but instead it takes 40 years? What are you unwilling to release? What are you unwilling to do? But better yet, what are you willing to do to achieve the life that you want? Remember, you cannot change anybody but you. The only person you can change is you. It is frustrating to change the world. I have so many people that I coach, and their first session is, I want to change the world. Well, how about if you start with you? What if I start with me? Because here's the deal. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change, the world changes. So I hope that you will consider whether it's signing up at whenyouneedafriend.com, go to the New Truth series and select the workshop and become part of our family as we gather February 5th, 6th, and 7th, 2021. And please remember, I'll be right here waiting for you. We're going to select one person. I hope it's you. Please be ready for me. This is Lillian McDermott, wishing you love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance. Make it the best day ever. Say that with me. Ever.
The opinions and advice expressed on the Lillian McDermott radio show are intended for the individual callers and guests on the program and are presented to our wider audience solely for general educational purposes. Please act responsibly and consult personally with your own medical, psychological, or nutritional expert before taking any steps to improve your life.
I was looking down. I should have. When I look down, by the way, I am looking at what you guys are writing, or I'm looking at maybe something's flashing. I noticed that there was a lot of disturbance in today's class. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I certainly saw it here. So I don't know if that was my computer or if it was Facebook or YouTube. I don't know. But I think I hope that I've answered all your questions. I love the fact when I first started the classroom, it was a radio show. It was the Lillian McDermott radio show. And that's why it has a /classroom, because now it's a classroom. So back in 2011, which this is our 10th year of doing this classroom, back in 2011, I'd always say, and worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com. So it was in 2013 that we launched the website. So once we launched the website, we were able to stream. Actually, the radio station I was at was able to stream worldwide. But you had to know that I had a show in Florida and that you wanted to listen to and find. That was really difficult. But once we started streaming and then we had the website, that's when it started getting bigger and bigger. And I would always say, and worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com, all my commercials, all the stuff that I did, like teasers for the radio show, and worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com. Little did I know that little 1-hour weekend show would turn into a 2-hour weekend show, to an everyday 6 days from Southeast Georgia all the way to South Florida. Never, ever did I ever think, I'd say it, and worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com. Never, ever, deep down inside, did I think, wow, that could really happen. Well, it has. Thanks to you. Thanks to this platform. And I'm very grateful to Facebook and YouTube. I know that they're censoring, and I know that, but as long as we can ride the wave, we're going to be riding it. We're going to ride the wave for as long as we can. And we'll figure out, we're working on figuring out other ways to continue live from whenyouneedafriend.com. But I need your help. I need your help. And part of that is allowing your limiting beliefs to grow and get beyond the lie at the center of our belief. So if you're willing to start looking at yourself and not looking at your neighbor, looking at what they're doing, or comparing your exterior to somebody else's interior, or comparing somebody else's exterior to your interior, because it goes both ways. And we're going to break all barriers during the weekend workshop. So if you have a limiting belief, let's figure out how we can break through it. Because after breakdown comes breakthrough. So if you're breaking down right now, just know breakthrough is right around the corner. And hopefully you will join me on February 5th, 6th, and 7th. Go to whenyounneedafriend.com, click on the New Truth series right there. Just click on that New Truth series, and then a drop-down menu will come out and it'll say first the one of the Bible study or workshop. So click on the workshop. And when you click on the workshop, go ahead, learn a little bit more. There's some videos there if you want to learn a little bit more about the weekend workshop. And then you are able to register. So if you don't want to register because you think it's too expensive and you really would like to do this, hey, you have an opportunity, whether you can afford it or not, you have an opportunity to win a free weekend. So I hope you can make it. And thank you for watching today. Thank you for listening. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow when Dr. Day is in the classroom. We're going to talk about God of the Old Testament, killer God, versus the sweet, kind, loving, and merciful God of the New Testament. You ready? I hope you join us, and we will see you soon. Take care. Bye.